Look at it. We are almost there. To continue on with the antenna, I'm just gonna go Control Alt right click to this part of the model, because right now we're on the screen texture set. We want to go to the TV. So a quick way to do that: Control right click, Control Alt right click. We can even take this out because of the shortcut. I don't know if I ever said that. I hope I did. Alright, now while all this loads, let's see. Metal, antennas, stain. This is for that. Alright, cool. What I want to do, I think I want to make it slightly darker still. Maybe somewhere like this. And probably a bit of a blue. Maybe something like so. And hopefully that doesn't completely ruin the look. Maybe it's a little, man, I bit my tongue. Maybe it's a little too blue. I'm gonna, yeah, this is fine. Like this. And as for the roughness, let me see. Roughness. Yeah, we need more roughness on this. Roughness variation, I believe this is the one. If I go here, switch from base color to roughness, and let's put the roughness up just a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean from 6 to like 30. Please load. Every time I keep saying I'm gonna turn down from 4K to 2K, I never do it, and then I keep asking why this is loading for so long. But since we're working on these little pieces, I think it would be harder to work with if we're doing a 2K work. Let's see, let me put it on 15 opacity. Maybe that'll work. Maybe 10. Alright, let's try that. Yeah, I think this may be better, especially when we export it. It might not be as apparent as it is on here, because right now it almost look like it's not right. But let me see, if I put some metallic on the roughness variation, hopefully that we'll see. Because right now we had metallic turned off, and that's when it's turned off, it's pretty much taking the metal from the layers below to put it as the metal for the current layer. But if we turn it on, it will give the layer its own metallic. But I do not think that's doing much. Reason why, it's because we don't have anything in the metallic. I think I can take the roughness. Grunge, concrete, burnt. Let's see this. Concrete, grunge, concrete, burnt, and put it in the metallic as well. Wait, what am I doing? That's not what I want to do. I think we would have to put do its own layer for the metallic, which I'm not gonna do. I think I'm gonna keep it like this and hope that it works in Marmoset. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Either way, if it doesn't look right, we'll find a way to fix it, make it look right. But putting a grunge in the metallic, no. Do not do that. My brain kinda malfunctioned for a second. Alright, so we have the antennas. I think I'm gonna make one folder for all these screws and these little ones that are here that we normal mapped in. Let's see. I'm gonna make a new fill layer, call it base, and put it in a group, in a folder, and I'm gonna call it screws. Alright. Now I'm gonna right click on the screws folder add a black mask, right click, add a paint. And now I'm just gonna press 4 to go to my mesh select tool, mesh fill tool, and I'm gonna select this screw. Reason why I select this is because as you can see here, I have some of the UVs offset by one unit on the UV grid. So now whatever, say I have this one right here, if I select it, it will select all of the other ones that are offset in the same position, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna select this because now if we select this or this or this, it's not gonna select. So I'm gonna select this one because that's the actual one that is in the 0 to 1 space right here, and all the other ones, they're stacked in the same position but 1 unit over. All right, I hope that made sense. So I also want the normal map one, like I said, right here. I'm gonna right click and add a color selection. That is what we would use the ID mask for. So let's see. I'm gonna do pick color, and I'm gonna pick this color right here, the orange. There it is. So with that said, I think that's all we need for the screws. Maybe we'll do this one as well. I'm gonna go back to my mask, click on the paint layer, and click on this object right here. All right, where did I put my references? Here it is. Yeah, I think I'll give this part is not on my references, but I'll give it a look. I'll give it a look. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go to my antenna. I'm gonna antenna folder, copy the metals folder from that and paste it in. Control V, and now we should have some metallic values, some metals, some metal texture on this. I'm just gonna delete the base, and let's see, what am I gonna do? First, I'm gonna change the color for the screws. Let's see, this is more of a what do you call it, orangey brownish type of look, so we'll try that. First, I guess I can try to sample the color. Something like this maybe. And I'm gonna push it up. The roughness, maybe I'll do something like 0.4. 0.45. Yep. And for the color, maybe just a slight hint of orange. Something like this. And I don't want this one to be the same color, so I'm gonna right click on the metal folder, add a white mask. Yeah, I'm gonna add a white mask and then add a paint. And with that, I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna select with black instead of white to deselect this one from the folder. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think this is fine. Now we're just gonna add a quick dirt layer. Again, these are really small, really tiny objects. We don't need to go too crazy over them. We just want to give them some information. So I'll make a dirt folder. I'm gonna turn off everything but roughness and color. Right click, add a black mask. Right click, add a dirt generator. Generator dirt, and let's see. I'm gonna alt click on the mask. Let's just lower this down very much so, like this. Yeah, let's give it a bit of a darker color and give it matte. Turn on the metal as well because we don't want the dirt to be metal. I think these are small enough for the white artifacts to not show. So yeah, I think this is fine. Like this. Here we go. Let's see. I still want to do some work on the back right here because I think it's too rough. But we can do that towards the end. I think this is, yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna do something on this. The idea I have for this is that it's some, I don't know what you call these cables. I think it's coaxial cable. I'm not really sure how to say it, but it's one of those cables kind of like this where you plug in something that will connect to a VHS player. Let's see if I have an example. No. I don't think I have an example, but that's pretty much the idea. And it's gonna be super simple, super quick, nothing crazy. Kind of like, I think kind of like this it would be, right? It would have a hole and the thread like this. So that's what we're going to do. All right. First off, I'm just gonna duplicate this folder, the metal folder. Where is it? Right click, duplicate, and instead of a white mask, I'm gonna add a black mask and add a paint, and I'm just gonna select this object right here. Here we go. So for the base of the metal, the base color, I'm gonna give it something like this. And maybe a bit of shininess. Maybe 0.2, too much, 0.35. Yeah, 0.35 is fine, and I'm gonna go into this folder right here. Let me see which folder. This dirt folder. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my roughness variation folder and turn the opacity maybe to something like 5. It's not really doing much. I'll leave it 10. And as for the dirt, I'm just gonna decrease the balance a whole lot, the dirt level. Something like this. Yeah, something like this is fine. Alright, so for the, right after the base, right on top of the base, I'm gonna make a fill layer. I'm gonna call it white. White is fine. And I'm just gonna give it color, height, and metallic. And maybe roughness. Alright. So for the color, I'm gonna do something grayish, white-ish, like so. The height, I'm gonna push it down to, I don't know yet. And the roughness, maybe 0.5 default. Not default, but like halfway roughness. And I'm gonna right click, add a black mask, right click, add a paint. And with that, I'm gonna press 1 to go to my brush tool. And I'm just gonna paint a little white spot right here like this. Alright, here we go. Alright, because if we didn't, like I was saying earlier, if we don't have the metal, it will inherit the metallic value from below. But now we add the metal to make sure it knows we don't want this to be metallic. That's why we have it on 0. And as for the height, like I was saying, I'm gonna put the height just a little bit down. -0.4. -0.4. -0.35. Wait, minus 0.04, I think is what I wanted. Yep. That's what I want. Something like that. And it has a small little hole in the middle, almost like this. I really wish I had a better... Here we go. I think these are probably the better examples. Yeah, something like this. But they have a small little hole where this little pin would go inside of. So that's what we're gonna make. Again, pretty easy. Just a regular fill layer. Call it hole. And turn off everything but the height. Have a black mask. Add a paint. And I'm just gonna put the height down just a bit first, and I'm gonna go to my paint. Let me turn on my wireframe, and I'm gonna go to my brush outline and cursor preview, and bam, here we go. Look at that. Okay, well, maybe I do want some color. Let me turn off my wireframe real quick. And I'm gonna go to color and give it a darker color, something like this. Alright, yeah, we're not gonna render like all the way up here, so this is fine. Yeah, it looks good from far away. I'm gonna add a... Let's see, maybe I should add some dirt around the little height that's here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take both the white and the whole folder and the whole layer. I'm gonna Control G them, put them in a folder, and I'm gonna do name it height. Honestly, we could put them all the way down here in the height folder, height all folder. Do we want to do that? I think it would probably be the way to do it. Because I'm thinking maybe we'll have more anchor point if we do it from here. Let's see if I have another. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna take this. Nope, I'm gonna keep it the way it is. I'm gonna take the height above the whole layer right here. I'm gonna make a new fill, and I'm gonna call it height all plus. There you go. I'm gonna turn off everything in the layer. Color, height, everything I'm gonna turn off, and I'm gonna add an anchor point right here, and I'm gonna go to my height channel, and I'm gonna put it on pass through. Here we go. Again, if you don't see the pop-up, it's because it's showing. If you don't see this pop-up, it's because it's showing on my other screen sometimes. I am not sure why. Okay, so now all the height information we have on these two layers are gonna be on this one layer, single layer. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my dirt layer up here, and I'm gonna go micro height, anchor points, and we find the anchor point we just made. We called it plus something. Height all plus. I can't see it. Here you go. Here it is. And from base color, I'm gonna switch to height, and I'm gonna go up here, micro detail, turn on height, and we should have some dirt going on. Maybe. Hopefully. All right, sick. Here we go. And for the height AO radius, maybe we can play around AO depth. There we go. Maybe not that deep. All right, something like this. We have a little bit of dirt around it. Yeah, I think that looks slightly better. Maybe it's too much. Maybe something like this. Let's see. Now there is too much dirt on here, in the hole. So I'm gonna right click, add a paint, and I'm gonna go paint with black with a low hardness, low opacity, low flow, and then paint out some of the dirt in here because it was looking kind of too much. All right, yeah, I think this looks good. Oh, one more thing, we need to add the thread on this. I almost forgot. So I'm gonna go do the same thing inside the height folder. I'm gonna, above the hole, I'm gonna make a new fill layer, call it thread, and turn off everything but the height, and right click, add a black mask, right click, add a fill, and I'm gonna go to the procedurals, find the thing called stripes. Here we go. Something like this. Let me see something. If I go to my 2D view, this is the part we're looking for. So if I go back to my stripes, we want it to be here mainly. So UV projection, I guess, is fine. I'm going to UV wrap. I'm gonna put it on none, and then I'm gonna scale down this tremendously, something like this. And again, we're gonna go somewhere here. Which one is it? It's this one right here. All right, now if I go back to my stripes, should be something like this. And now I'm gonna go to my 3D view and just put the height up just a little bit so I could see what's happening. I think 0.015 is fine. 0.015. Okay, cool. Let's see, go back to my stripe, and I'm gonna tile it maybe by 40, maybe 45. Yeah, that's fine. Also, it shouldn't be like this. We're just gonna go to the 2D, 3D view and rotate it. Let's see how we're gonna rotate. Yep, if we rotate it, I think this is 45 degrees. Yep, if we rotate it 315. Alright, whatever. If we let me see. Yeah, it's pretty much 45, I guess. 315 degrees like this. Let's see, can we tile it even more? 70. There you go. All right, this is missing. I guess we should leave it on repeat. I'm gonna keep it on repeat like this. Okay. Let's see, pattern, stripes. I think 15 stripes is fine. Maybe not. Maybe that's too much. 10. Alright, 10 is fine. 10 is fine. We're not gonna get that close anyway. And to get rid of this one, I'm gonna right click on the stripes, add a paint, and I'm gonna put the stripes right above the paint and put it on multiply, blending mode. And with the paint, I'm gonna press 4 to go to my selection mode, and I'm gonna go to the UV chunk fill right here and just click this UV chunk. Here we go. Alright, now we have this, and maybe the height is a bit too much. Let's see something. Maybe we'll play with the softness a bit. Maybe that's too. The width, I think we might need to lower. All right, something like this. And maybe we add a levels. Let's try that. Add levels, crunch down the black values a bit, and go back to stripes. The width lower down some more. Maybe something like this. Yeah, there we go. You really can't tell much, but I think this is fine. Maybe the height is even a little bit too high. So I'm gonna do 0.01. Alright, this is better, I think. I'm gonna go back to my 3D only view and put my channel selector to my base color. Like this. Alright, I think this is fine. This is good. We can export it, export the textures just to test it out. Before that, I'm gonna save though. Because if this crashes, I will cry. Alright. And export textures. All this should be the same. Export. Where's Marmoset? Here we go. All right, this looks good. I'm gonna turn on the ray tracing now. Some draft quality, you gotta be on full. Here we go. Yeah, I think this is fine. You can see the thread on here as well. Looks pretty good to me. Yep, this looks good. Looks good. We can now move on to the wire. Oh, let's also check the antenna. Yeah, I think the antenna looks a little bit better, but I still don't like the. I don't know. I feel like I don't like the white on it. I might have to reduce that. But for now, everything looks good. At least this thing we worked on just now. In the next video, we're gonna do the wire, and then if we have time, we'll do the screen in the same video. Okay. All right.